Blue is obviously a colour. Though in allegory, other words it is also in the dictionary as a person's mood, melancholy, sad, or depressed. A colour representing intermediate status. Intermediate also means a person at intermediate level of knowledge or skill. These symbols paint a different picture in allegory, through the use of homonyms and synonyms portrayed in symbols. Flower is clearly a flower, but flour was originally spelled the same as flour, meaning a powder, obtained by grinding grain. Seed, we are the seed. Our job is the daily grind. An aggregate, from the Latin gregrex, meaning flock. Red has many meanings, from embarrassment, tiredness to debt, and owing money. Also red as a prefix, meaning withdrawn state, reactionary with frequent or intense force. Like the bull, cattle, we are reactionary chattel, as we recoil and are rebound. See my video, Human Bondi, for clarification. Thorn, related to prick, point, or spike, and many more words including hawthorn, from the rose family, and thorn as in a moth, from the heath. The yellow centre, the heart or crux of the matter, can represent cowardly, not brave, to recoil from a challenge. The crux. Centre in principle, the core is linked to the word pupil, the centre of an eye, and the word ward. One under another's control, as in pupil, meaning student. This is linked to pupa, the undeveloped offspring of a thorn, meaning moth, and links to pup, meaning an inexperienced person, linked to doll, as in a puppet, under another's control. Grain and corn are linked to thorn through definition and etymology. These aren't necessarily my opinions. It's simply what you find when reading the dictionary and looking up the definition of words and their meanings. All these words portray a principle. On balance of probabilities, a boy, girl, a child, or underdeveloped animal under another's control, a puppet. Purple, another colour representing intermediate. In history, official dress of a cardinal. I will be doing another video showing the link between grooming, cardinal, and crux. Aggregate. The aggregate of people living together in a community, com meaning with intense force, munity meaning privilege. A plant or animal community aggregate comes from grex, meaning flock. We are herd. An aggregate of chattel, where those that can push their points and keep others at bay get privileges. Also, clarifying what these words and images represent on the balance of probabilities. The word clay is linked to moth, which is linked to thornhorn. Individual points, but also clay is an aggregate of soil. We are subjects. Subject care, a fine-grained earth that can be moulded when wet. Historically, humans were said to be made of clay. My other videos will clarify the relevance of this. Clay is also linked to cleave and clever linked to division, cloven. Also larva, a stage in development of the moth. Larva literally means mask, as in persona masquerade, connected to pupa, pup, pupil, and puppet. All these symbols are from the heath. Accepting them to represent us makes us from the heath. Heathens, one not enrolled in the army of Christ. Pagans, masquerading as Christians, subject to civil law, as civilian, is a synonym for pagan. Not protected by the laws of the Bible, as we have contracted. They offer, and we agree, linked to aggregate, soil, clay by their words, terms that describe us, symbolizing our position in images. Heraldry symbols have been offered to us over the centuries, and we have accepted them, giving our land and freedom as consideration, accepting these terms to become subjects, subject to the will of dominant lords. Pictures have been used to portray symbols and words that we accept, and if we agree these images and symbols represent us as particular individuals, we are divided from Jesus and divided from each other, an aggregate of individual particles in a two-party system, and then herded, trapped, as they do not symbolize the moral principles of being part of the body of Christ. But this is just showboating by Masonic clerks. The crux of the matter is that we have agreed to terms that reject Jesus' principles of love and equality on a daily basis and compete, making us subject to the principles of dominance. We have all accepted the terms human, civilian, pagan, and many more, as they have been normalized through entertainment by Masonic clerks, literate watchers who control the herd, and we have contracted, became lesser, and have agreed, signing that we are natural man. Psalm 115:16 of the Bible reads, "Heaven of heaven is to the Lord's, but he gave the earth to the sons of men." 1 Corinthians 2:14 says, "But the natural man does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, and he is not able to understand them, because they are spiritually discerned." Are you natural man, or does this misrepresent you as it does me?